Hello, welcome to Lesson 6 from Book 2 of Babette's Quick Start Guide to Theory for Fiddlers. My name is Babette. Today's lesson is titled 2 Octave Scales. Now to review, and I know you've heard this several times, but it doesn't matter what finger or what string you start the major scale on, the finger pattern is the same. Now in the past, in Book 1, you actually learned how to play 1 octave scales starting on the open strings. And in this book, we've talked about playing 1 octave scale starting on the first, second, and third fingers. Remember that an octave is the distance to the next occurrence of the same note. To play a 2 octave scale, we are simply going to put 2 scales together that are in the same key. And our example is going to show us how to do that in the key of G major, where we first learn how to play a 1 octave scale on the open G string, starting on the open G string. But now we also know that we can play a 1 octave scale starting on the third finger on the D string. So here is how we do that. Okay, now let's play the 1 octave G major scale starting on the open G string. Now starting on that third finger that you just ended on, let's play the 1 octave G major scale starting on the D string. Now let's play them together. So, the G on the D string is the ending note for the first octave and the starting note for the second octave. Now let's take a look at our worksheet for 2 octave scales. Question 1 is a fill in the blank, and blank is the distance to the next occurrence of the same note. The answer there is octave. An octave is the distance to the next occurrence of the same note. Question 2. Play a 2 octave scale in the key of G. Answer the following questions. So it's time to pause, get your instrument, and play a 2 octave scale in the key of G. Okay. In that scale, how many different G's did you play? With the 2 octave scale, you played 3 G's. Was the whole step, half step pattern the same in the second octave as it was in the first octave? Yes, it was. And you can refer to the chart in the lesson to see that. What finger was not played in the same position on every string? That would be the second finger. Indicate how you played the note that was the end of the first octave and the beginning of the second octave. Was that on the G string, the D string, the A string, or the E string? And what finger did you use? Yes, third finger on the D string. Now we have some review questions. Question number 3. Play the following. Okay, get your instrument and play those notes. Should sound like this. Now, what did you play? Well, we've never played those notes in that order before, but you should know what they are because it's starting with the second finger on the D string, and then it's moving that over to the A string, and then over to the E string. So what you just played were the first 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Question 4, what is the first sharp? First sharp is F sharp. And question 5, mark the 2 places you can play the first sharp. So we're looking for a finger number or finger numbers and on what strings. Well, you know you can play an F sharp with the second finger on the D string. And where's the other position? It's first finger on the E string. Thank you for following along with me on our lesson on 2 octave scales. I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon for the next lesson. Bye.